Let's talk about another highly anticipated book release in 2026 in the sci fi realm, and that is Martha Wells' Platform Decay, or Murderbot Diaries number 8. Quick synopsis of this book: Platform Decay brings us back to Murderbot, and this time it has volunteered itself to go on a rescue mission of sorts. But it very quickly realizes that it has to deal with people, and people it doesn't know, which never turns out well. With this being the 8th edition, not including the short stories in the Murderbot Diaries series, it's bound to have points of ebbing and flowing. And unfortunately for me, this story did not capture my attention the way that others have. This book would not be Murderbot if it did not have that iconic, dry, sassy humor that only Murderbot can give and deliver, and also these very complex human emotions embedded in the themes. And there is a very particular scene in this story that it actually goes to show how disconnected Murderbot is from its former self and how it only views itself almost as a human, which is astounding to see how far Murderbot has come from book one. Something else that I really liked about this book was the landscapes itself. Murderbot is on this immensely large planet like structure, and all of these Earth like landscapes, having to go through them with Murderbot, it was so fun and interesting, especially because this series deals almost entirely on spaceships. What I didn't like about this book: there is a substantial amount of walking from point A to point B. And it lacked action, it lacked substance, and it failed to keep my attention in some points. Something else that I really didn't care for was it is marketed as having a very specific subplot to it. And I feel like you only get that at the very end. And even then, it is not as crucial or important to the story as it appears to be. And I wanted that so bad through the entirety of this story. Overall, I do recommend this. I am a fan of Murderbot, and I do understand that this series is very inconsistent for me when it comes to capturing my attention, but I did like it. So if you guys do like the Murderbot Diaries sort of series, if you like something that has that sci-fi feel, if you want, like I always say, a very unique, dry, sarcastic, downright sassy main character, please go check out Platform Decay or Murderbot Diaries